Hello, everybody. It's Christine coming to you live from my makeshift hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And we had a rainy day and it just started up again. So you guys know my disclaimers that I have about technology. And when I warn us that we may get cut out, that's when it doesn't happen. So I'm going to do that whole reverse psychology thing and see if that helps. So it says that I'm live. I'm just going to get us pulled up so that there we are. Okay, cool beans. Okay. So who is ready for some Thursday night stamping? Me. Hopefully you. So tonight is our Magic in This Night card making class. And we're going to make 4 spooky cards that are very pretty as well. And I am excited to make them with you. Hi, Faye. Faye, I think that your kits should have arrived. I look at the tracking and it looks like they were all delivered as of yesterday except for one. So I was very excited to see that. I have found that by getting them in the mail by Saturday, that really helps. That extra day really makes a difference. Hi, Lisa from Montana. Thanks for joining me. And so exciting news. A little bit of process. What's the word I'm looking for? Progress. I'm like, I know it starts with a P. Hi, Dee. Hi, Kim. Little bit of progress with the project. So it's Thursday, and so Monroe, the guy who is building my cabinets, he's my Amish friend, he worked on them on Tuesday and on Thursday today. Hi, Janet. Hi, Sandy. The kits are on the table for Faye. Yay, wonderful. So on Tuesday and Thursday, progress was made, and then countertops started to get put in too. So hi, Lila. Lila, congratulations. You are the newest member of my Be Happy Stampers group. Everybody, Lila joined as a discount shopper. I hope that's okay. I tell everybody that, Lila, I'm so excited for you. I have a welcome card going off in the mail for you today. So you're going to be a happy shopper with your discount. So that's so exciting. Hi, Bobby. And Dar's there. Yay, Dar's right in my backyard. So Linda's joining us. Carol. Wow, Tammy. Yay. So Tammy, this is your first class with me, I think. So I'm very excited that you joined me. So we're going to get going with the cards in just a little bit. But I always like to give everybody an update on my project. So I do need to apologize because I think I might have promised pictures last week. And I forgot to take pictures of the stained windows, and then it became a hot mess of countertops and doors and drawers, and now I'm like, well, should I just wait and take a picture after countertops are in? So I have the driveway pictures to show you and some cabinets and countertops and windows to show you. So yeah, so we'll get there closer and closer. Fancy, I wish you were closer too. It would be awesome if you could come stamp with me. So, and Sandy's in Little Chute, wonderful. So that's a little bit of progress on the project. And did you guys see Kelly's video today? She did a technique Thursday on the dry brush technique. I don't think that I've ever done that technique. I've been stamping for 20 years and I'm like, yup, nope, I've not done that before. So I even learned that. My husband called me at work and said, Christine sent you some love. Yay, Dee, yes. I did send love. That's Happy Mail. I love it. It's not a Happy Meal. It's Happy Mail. So thanks for sharing, Hillary. So Kelly, if you guys have just started to watch me on Facebook, I generally try to send an invitation via Facebook to like my Facebook page. And when you like that, you can set your notifications. Hi, Patricia from Indiana. You can set your notifications that when I go live or when Kelly goes live or posts something, that they are in your news feed at the top. So there are certain pages that I follow, like a cafe that's close to me, demonstrator party planning place. Hi, Arliss. I have certain pages that I follow, and you can set your default to see them first. And you can get notifications when they have videos. So if you're new to my page and you don't know that, you should like and follow me so that you get notifications, because I like to share fun and loving and awesome things with you and like to inspire you to be creative. So that's my general goal. So, and on that note too, I'm seeing everybody saying that they shared. I really appreciate that when you tell me that you shared it and that you comment and that you like. Don't give me sad faces though. I don't think I don't think Facebook likes sad faces, and I don't either. So if you ever need to give me a grumpy face, give me a happy face and say, just kidding. So anyways, but no, like, comment, and share it. I really appreciate it. We have been growing and growing, and we're up to 1,430 likes now for my Facebook page. And I have a lot to thank all of you for that, and for Kelly for helping me make that happen. So that's so exciting. I love what I do, and I love sharing it with you. So yes. Hi, Stacy, shared it. Yes, wonderful. So I want to tell you a little bit about what's coming up too before we get started with the cards, just so you know what you have coming up. I know, Chris, it's so crazy. I mean, I get it, what dry brushing is all about, but did you see all the detail with all those little pieces that she put together? Wow. So just so you guys know, you can go back into the video section of my Facebook page and you can see all the past videos that you've done. So you guys are asking about Kelly. Kelly's my marketing manager. She's my awesome and amazing cousin, and she's been helping me for the last 5 years to grow my Facebook presence and following, and just helping me with everything that I do on Facebook. She went to school for that, and she's like a graphic artist, and so she helps people with getting personalized stamps as well. And so if you're ever looking for a stamp that you can stamp on the back of your cards that has your handmade by or created with love by, Kelly does all of that stuff. And she does a really great job with it. Yeah, so that's who Kelly is. I also have another Kelly in my life, Kelly Atchison, who is my fearless leader and team leader. So I roll up through her team. And most of you probably know who Kelly Atchison is at this point if you're involved with Stamping Up. So I have to do a little side story. I hope you girls will entertain me for a moment. But my mom and I went to New Orleans in 2014, and we were walking down the street, and there was a palm reader there. And my mom's like, hey, I'll pay for you to get your palm read. I'm like, Mom, really? Like, are you really gonna believe what she says? Okay. So she read my palm, and this was back in 2014. I had only been a demonstrator for 1 year. I only signed up to be a demonstrator to get the discount, ladies. Like, I was like everybody else, and I just went a little crazy with it. I am like on the other end of the extreme. And so it was really fresh. I wasn't even doing classes, and she read my palm, and she said that in a couple years, I will be working with a Kelly. And this was before I started working with Kelly Lamb, my cousin, and really before I even knew Kelly Atchison. I knew she was, at that time, she was 2 uplines, and in the middle now people have left. And so Kelly's my direct upline now. So, but she said, this palm reader said, you will be working with with a Kelly. And I didn't know what she meant at that time, but it's like, now I have 2 Kellys. So she must have been reading something loud and clear. And so I have Kellys in my life. So, yeah. And so some of you know Kelly, she's amazing. And now you're really going to get to know her because she's doing videos. She does Tip Tuesday for me and Technique Thursday, while I'm trying to manage this whole project of a 1,700 square foot addition, and then keeping all this going and my classes going. So we have a game plan for us to both work on the Tip Tuesdays and Technique Thursdays, but for now, she wanted to get the ball rolling. So that's who Kelly is. So give her a shout out when you see her video. She does a really, really great job. Oh, Linda got her kit. So happy. So Linda, I'm really curious, when did last week's kit arrive? Because I know by Thursday of last week you didn't have it. Hi, Kate. So yay. Oh, right. Okay. So I was trying to, I think, get on the page of telling you what's up. So I'm going to flip this down and I can show you then. So some of you are also new to me that you don't know about my schedule. Amy got her Funful card kit in the mail. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Amy got her, yep, that was a card that I gave out. So I do have this schedule. It is on my Facebook, it's on my website. So I want to show you real quick, girls. If you go to the internet, the World Wide Web, and you go to, I have a website called cardsbychrisb.com. And on my phone, you hit those 3 little dots, but under blog and news, if you click on newsletters, there is October through December class schedule. And this is where, if you're on your computer, your tablet, your phone, this is where you can access my printed out version of my schedule. And so if you're ever wondering what I'm going to be doing for online classes, what you can do is look at the name of the class, and then when it's in red, that means it's online. So if we see here, we've got coming up, and that's what I wanted to show you, where to find this, in case anybody's ever wondering. Also, if you're ever wondering where my host code is when you want to place an order, I generally have it right here, but also that changes. So if you go to my page here, wherever you see that mug shot of me right there, underneath it is where I have the current host code right there. Always can find it there. So in case you're looking at my video and that host code doesn't work, you come find my mugshot, and then right underneath it is where that is. So I just thought I'd share that with you in case anybody's ever wondering. So this is what we have coming up. I'm gonna go through this really fast so that you guys know. Next week, Thursday, we have Paper Pumpkin. So did you miss out on getting this awesome kit? Because I have 3 extra. So if you are looking to get this kit, I could ship it out to you, or if you're local, you could pick it up. But I have 3 extra sets. So if anybody wants to make the Paper Pumpkin with me next week, you can do that. So that's next Thursday. And then, are you ready? This is what's coming up on Monday night. Are you ready for Mystery Night? So that is a free card making event for anybody and everybody. If you go to either my website or Facebook and you look for the description, you can find the measurements of all the pieces of paper that you need to have ready for on Monday night. And we're gonna make a card together. Well, I'm not gonna make a card. I'm gonna help you make a card and use up some of the stuff you have in your stash at home, right? Because we all have a lot of stuff, right? So that's on Monday night. So I'm gonna be live twice next week. Monday with Mystery Night and Thursday with the Paper Pumpkin. Okay, then I'm so excited. Okay, so I got poinsettia cards done. All right, I'm saving my favorite for last. And not meaning that the first one is my least favorite, but just saying, you guys know I love purple. So I'm gonna flip this down and I'm gonna show you my cards. So this poinsettia class is coming up. When do we have it live? Poinsettia is, oh my gosh, it's not for a while. This is November 19th, but I'm showing these to you so you can get your orders in and register for this class. With a $40 order, you'll get these card kits in the mail the week that I do this class. So this is one of the cards that's featuring the poinsettia, and it's very traditional. It's got your greens and your reds, and it's got some of the paper. Now, this one is the Night of Navy mixed with some of that plush velvet paper, and then the bearded, they're bearded pearls. So this is one of the cards. And then, oh my gosh, this one's so pretty too. It's so classic looking with the reds and the whites, and it's just so elegant. Added some of that ribbon and some silver to it. So this is the 3rd card, and my last one is my favorite because I love purple. And it uses that new curvy Christmas stuff. I don't, there's stamps and there's dies, but like, isn't that pretty? I frosted the edges of all my poinsettia petals with the white ink pad, added silver, so silver and purple. So I'm showing these to you now in case you want to register for this class. It's free with a $40 order if I have to mail your kits to you. If you're local and you want to do porch pickup for your kits, it's a $25 order. If you come to class, it's just a $25 order as well. So that's this one. Then I also wanted to tell you the gnomes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Are you ready for it? Okay, here we go. I got my gnomes done. So Kelly posted about these crazy gnomes. So these are 2 of the gnomes that I created. Let's have to go this way with the camera or with them because the camera's like not right. But these are the 2 crazy gnomes. Okay. So they're pretty long. They're at least a foot tall. And they got these crazy pom-poms with bells going on. And they got their big wonky noses. And she's got a pair of earrings. I loved braiding her hair. Okay, like, let me get this like this. Her hair is, like, that was so much fun braiding that. And then on top of it, I cased a card that I absolutely loved. And that looks like this. So if you go to my website on November 15th, I think in person, November 17th online, I'm doing this class live. It's free for you to watch it if you want to watch it, but I do have the option. Hi, Anne. Hi, Wendy. I do have the option that if you want to make the crazy gnomes with me, that there is a product-based class, and you'll get like 6 or 7 products shipped directly to you, and it will make enough that you can make 4 single and ready to mingle gnomes, or you can make 2 couples, like so 2 boys and 2 girls. And you'll have stuff left over too. But I just wanted to show you, we got the gnomes done. Okay, they're gonna go back here so that they don't fall all over the place here. And then you'll do 2, like what we'll do that day is we'll make 2 gnomes in class and we'll make the card. And everything will ship to from Stampin' Up! To you, except for some extra bits and pieces like the card kit, and then like their noses and their feet and her little jumper pockets and straps. Like some of that stuff will come extra. So if you're a gnome lover, you should go check out the details because you might want to make some gnomes with me. And then the other thing I'd like to mention too is the Winter Creative Escape. If you're a demonstrator, or if you're thinking about becoming a demonstrator, I have an event that you will love and not regret signing up for. I know Francie was at the event in January, and I know there were about 50 people that attended the event in January. It's live. It's ready to go. Registration's open. You're gonna get 10 make and takes. So like cards that I make for class here, there's gonna be 10 make and takes and a project with a frame and just lots of creative inspiration and ideas and samples to look at. So all of those details can be found in the January calendar for the event on January 9th and 10th. So, okay. There you go. I've learned I need to do that before class starts versus after class because technology always like leaves me hanging high and dry. So one last thing too is I do have from these last 2 classes, the one from last week, I have 1 set of a to-go for this one, which is these 3 cards from last week. So if somebody missed out on that and wants a to-go kit, talk to me. And I have 1 left from the Plaid Tidings, which was these 4 cards. And so if anybody's interested in either one of those sets, talk to me and we'll figure out how you can get it. It's either a certain amount or free with an order. So yes, Francie, it was a great event. And so I had enough response. I had about 70 or 60 people that got back to me, and it was equal. It honestly was equal. Half said that they want to do in person or didn't care, and half said that they weren't comfortable going out yet. So I'm going to do the event as a in-person and a virtual event, and then it will meet your needs, whatever you want. If you want to come and be in person with people, I would love it. And if you want to do it virtual with me, I would love it too. So I just want to know everybody that is a demonstrator is welcome to attend the event. And if you're not a demonstrator, I'd love for you to be on my team. So, all right. On that note, I think we should get started, right? So my great grandma's magnifying glass. So what are we making tonight? Let's look. Okay. So I would just like to do a call out to the people that are watching this class live that are doing it with me. Joanne, Ann, Angie, Rachel. We have Barb and Linda, Mo, Pam, Dar's watching. I know that for sure. Angela, Dee, Tammy, Lila, Kathy, and Faye. You girls rocked it. I had 16 card kits that went out in the mail. So that was awesome. So I've got lots of people watching me doing this class live, making cards with me. So much fun. Hi, Julie from Ohio. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so I'm going to flipper still skin this down. And hi, Jean Benson and Karen. Okay, so these 2 are the same card, and then this is this one over here. So we have, well, so I was worried about it being too much Halloween, and so what I did is I tried to make one that could be not Halloween, and I tried to make this one not be Halloween too, but maybe you have a wedding in October. So I have a classmate who was a year younger than me in school, and she's getting married on Halloween. So this would have been the perfect wedding card for her because they love Halloween. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with this book card first, which looks like that. And then we're going to make this one. And I'll have to tell you, I originally designed it, and I designed it with with Rich Razzleberry. And then I thought, oh no, I can't do all cards the same color. So I switched everybody's to be Pretty Peacock. And you could make it a birthday card, you could make it a wedding card, but I loved it that the paper here was the rosy one. So we're going to do this one, and then we're going to make this as the Halloween version right here, And then my favorite, and it's so funny, purple's my favorite color, but this is my favorite card tonight. I can't wait to make this with you. It's so much fun. Okay, so we're gonna start and go in this order right here so that we're ready to go. All right, so let's grab our first kit. So for those of you that are making cards with me at home, just remember you gotta do your stamping, and I don't know if you had time to do that ahead of time, but just know that you don't have to try to keep up with me. Just pay attention, and just know you can always catch the replay of my video if you need to, or I did email everybody a PDF tutorial that contained all the pictures, instructions, measurements for how to make these cards. So let's grab all of our pieces. So in your kits, here's the instructions. In your kits, what you got from me is a piece of rich razzleberry, and this is cut the hot dog style. So it's 11 by 4 1/4. And it is scored here. Let me flip it this way. And so you can see, I have everybody scored. It's at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. And so what you want to do is fold it. Everybody's will be already folded at 5 1/2. But you want to grab your bone folder and burnish the edge. And then what you're going to also want to do is fold this flap back and burnish that as well. So that's what's going to be creating our base for making our book card. I love book cards. Okay, so there's that. What you can do already is take your liquid glue and you're going to glue this. If you want, you can use tear and tape as well. And don't use too much that it oozes all over on you. But what you're going to do is take your adhesive and put that there, and you're just going to glue that flat. That's how you're going to get that to do the book part. Okay, so get that nice and glued. And then what you're going to do is you have a piece of 4x4. You actually have two 4x4s. Not trucks though, they're paper. So the 4x4 is a Whisper White, and that is what goes, one goes on your inside. Hi, Angela. You just got done with work. We just started. Just to catch you up, all we did was fold this like this, and then we glued the binding or the spiral bound of our book together. Okay, then we also have a piece of 4x4 in black. Now, all of yours in your kits are going to have bats cut out of them because I got smart. It's called paper conserving. So I took the die from the die here. So this is the die set. So I took and I cut out all the bats from this piece of paper right here so that I didn't have to go and use scraps. So just know your black is going to look a little different. And that 4x4 goes on the front of our card. Okay, so what you have on your white here, so the stamp set, the bundle is called Hallows Night Magic. The suite is called Magic in This Night though. So two different things. The suite consists of everything. So you have your stamp set, you have your awesome dies, and then you also get your designer series paper. Comes in this. We did the paper pumpkin class a couple weeks ago. I used that paper there. But this shows all the different highlights of the paper. In the suite then also are the iridescent pearls, and I used that on a couple of the cards. And then also, oh my goodness, this is fun. This mesh ribbon, when you see it in the kettle, like, what is that? It is coolness in a roll. And I used it, in case you're wondering, I used it on this Christmas card right here as background. So this mesh is not just for Halloween cards. This mesh is for every card that you could possibly think of. It's super cool. So for you guys that got the kits from me, again, you're going to have your bats cut out of here. So for this, what I did is I took the Happy Halloween from the set, and I took, oh, these spiders are creepy, crawly spiders. They're not pretty nice, like ones that you don't mind. These are ugly ones. I would not want to get bit by one of them. So what I did is I stamped my Happy Halloween. I used my Memento black ink, stamped it, and then I put a couple spiders on it. So once you have that stamped, go ahead. I always like to do my stamping prior to gluing it, because then if I would have made a mistake and stamped something crooked or got a halo, I could have just flipped over the paper and it would have been perfect. All right, so there's that. Then on our outside, you're just going to have to be really careful when we glue together because you're going to have the holes for your bats, but we'll do that in a second. We have a piece of designer paper which comes from that suite. This one, the black for the mat, is a 1x4, And then this is 13/16 times 3 and 13/16. So that is going to go on here. So we're just going to take and put a little bit of glue. I'm going to do a little squiggle like that. And I'm going to adhere that to the piece of basic black like that. And then you can further flip that over and do another little squiggle back and forth. Remember, when it comes to liquid glue, less is best. Now, when you're putting your spiders down, take a look at your paper. So the paper's got different depths of spiders, like some are lighter, some are darker and blend in more. So on my piece of paper, it's really hard to see my spiders down here, but I see one really focal one there. And when I put that on my card, I don't want them to be going upside down. I want my spider to be crawling up. So take a look and see, like on this card, I know it's easier to see that there's spiders all over going every different direction. So on this one then, I wanted my spider to be going up. So I'm going to put him towards the top, just like that. Okay. Then in your kits, you got a piece of basic gray, and it is embossed with the Cobwebs embossing folder, which is also part of the suite. And I needed to show you the magic. This embossing folder is awesome. They had a spider web or cobweb embossing folder in the past, but this one's super cool. The other one was just one big spider web, where this is all these, like there's numerous ones in here. So I got to show you this, because this is what you have. You have a piece of gray, basic gray paper. And Stampin' Up! Just came out with their Stampin' Cut emboss machine, the Boss. So I'll make a little room here. The sides flip down like this. If you do them fast, they make a knicker sound like that. But so what we're gonna do is we have to put the platform down, and it honestly doesn't matter where in the embossing folder this goes. You're just wanting spider webs. When you do this, you want to make sure your spine goes in first. Either this way, or if you're going from this side, that it goes this way. I've had a couple times in the last couple years where the opening went in first and it buckles the embossing folder and it cracks it at the spine. So if you put that in first, then it leaves it that it's open. Then there's a gray plate. It used to be a blue plate, but there's a special plate that's used with that embossing folder. And I know it might get a little wiggle with it, but I want to show you how this happens. I don't know if all of you have embossing folders and big shots at home, but I gotta show, not big shots. See, I'm so used to the old way that we used to say it, but it's Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, so watch this. So this is the fun. When you open this up, and you have this embossed piece of paper, and that's what it looks like. And it's amazing, it's so fun. So that's the Cobwebs folder. So you can see here though that it looks different than what's on my card. And so whenever I do card classes, you guys, you are supplying ink. So I don't do sponging for you, but I want to show you how to do the sponging. And really all you need is a sponge, and you need a black ink pad. And so I use Memento. And what you're going to do for sponging is you dip your ink into the pad like this. And one of the things that I always do is I go off the page first just to test it, because it has those like splotchy look to it. So you kind of want to get your sponge kind of primed and ready. And what you're going to do is go over the cobwebs, and I'm generally doing it in a circular motion, and what you're doing is you're adding color to it. So you can see it's darker over there than it is over there. And less is best with this as well. The darker you go, the harder it is to fix it. Where if you start lighter, you can go around and add more color. So I'm gonna go around and do one coat first. I'm gonna see how I like it. And if I feel like I want more color, I can always go and add more color. So, but this is really gonna draw out the spider web, like the definition of them. See how much there. So you can totally see how they are versus like that's what the other side used to kind of look like. So those are pushed down and that's what's pushed up. But if you want just a little more, you can go back and you can do a little bit more over the top of it. So I love sponging on embossing folders. And I think if you girls recall last week, I was so sad because I thought I didn't have a sponge to sponge these trees back here for the card, which I'll be telling who the winners are for those. But my sponge was sitting right next to me. It was underneath the lip of my countertop. So I could have very easily sponged and I didn't know it was there. So there, I've just added a bunch more of the dark black ink to just make all those webs pop. Okay, I always like to shut up my ink when I'm done with it and set that off to the side. Okay, so now I want to have a little heat of caution or warning. Because I've already cut your bats out, if you are a type of person that goes back and forth when you glue and then you go like this, you're going to have glue coming through your holes. So just be cognizant of that you're careful that you don't get glue on your paper, because that's what can happen. And when I cut my kits for this, I didn't think about saving paper, but I'm like, oh, it's a really good way to save paper. So that's where if you do something like that, that will get through to your bats or your holes where your bats are. Hi, Katie. So put this. So this basic gray piece is 3 13/16 by 3 13/16 as well. It's the same height as our designer paper over here. Okay, so then we have this piece of mesh here. So in your kit, you have a piece of mesh. I don't know, it's about 5 inches. So I'm going to take my tear and tape and pick where you want your spider web. So like you can see, I have one there and one down there, and I really like that one down there. Hi, Jean Maxwell. So you could play around to see one's where, and I really like that spider web down here, so that little dude is going to be on it. So I'm going to go with that one on this side. So knowing that, I'm going to put my tear and tape over on the left hand side, and that will allow me to put my mesh over here. So that gets dipped down like that, or tuck your tails behind. I'm not doing it super tight. I am keeping a little bit of like looseness here because I have a little trickery that I want to show you. So now this is where I grab another couple pieces of tape and put them over the top. Look at here, I just realized I have 2 mementos going on. Haha. A girl needs her memento. All right, so then I'm going to pick off the wax paper for that, and then I'm going to prep the rest of it with a little bit more adhesive, my liquid glue, and then that's going to get adhered onto the flappy part of the book. Hi, Elaine. How are you doing? Long time no see. Okay, so now we've got this. So in your kits, for people who got the to-go version from me, you got 2 things going on. You have a piece of white in your kit that looks like this. I've already cut out the label. I don't know who doesn't have the stamps. So I try to think of everything like normal. So what I've done is I've die cut this because this is the piece that fits. I should do it like this. This fits this stamp, and I've already stamped mine. So it was by the magic of TV done. So I've already die cut out one of these labels for you. But not knowing what you don't have or have, I also gave you a piece of white about that size, so that in case you have a different label and a different stamp that works good, that you could stamp it on there. And if you don't need it, then just use it for something else. But what I've done is I've stamped this and I die cut it with the label. And that comes, there's 2 of them in here. There's the small one and the big one. And so I've already cut that out. And then I had to add a little color to this. It looked really blah. So I have my markers here. So this is Rich Razzleberry. So what I did is I have dark Rich Razzleberry, and I believe that's the light one. So I use these markers to color in some of the flowers. I did not color the leaves in this one. I've just left the purpley color going on. So that is prepped and ready to go. But before we put this down, I want to show you what I did to I gathered this to make it look like the bow was right there. So before we put our label down, I'm taking a little bit more tear and tape, and I'm going to pull this together, and we're going to make it look like it's kind of like tied, like that it's going to come to a bow right there. And I'm going to leave it just like that. I'm not going to tear off the tear and tape because I want to pop this up with dimensionals. So let's grab a few dimensionals. So I'm going to put about 6 on here. And I'll tell you why I'm not going to tear that off, the tear tape. So because I'm popping up this label, if I would tear this off and have that sticky there, then this part of the label would potentially stick down and not be sticky. So I just want to leave that, just holding it like regular tape. And now that this is popped up, I'm going to I gotta make sure I cover up my tear and tape over there. I gotta make sure that, I'm gonna pull that back a little bit. There. Now I got a little bit, because I wanted it to stay a little bit more to the right because of that bow going there. Okay, something like that. I'm showing you girls how to make a bow. I know it's always good to see. So this is a big bow. And all of you that got your to-go kits from me, your bows are made. So this is for you guys just to see how I do this. I have these bow makers for sale if anybody's needing one. They're $5 and plus shipping. And what I do is take the loose end on my right. I go underneath with it. And then I go over the top and under, and then I just cross them and tie it into a knot. And as I'm knotting it, I'm pulling my ends down and to the left and to the right, which will make my tails go down. So let's grab the ribbon scissors, which is this one, cut that off. Now this is what you have in your kits already, is a bow like that. What you're gonna wanna do is pull your bunny ears here, pull them so that they're really nice and big, like that, okay? Just like that. Okay, and that's gonna go over on the side here where we kind of pinched it together, right? So to put that on, grab your glue dots. So I have mine on a roll like this, and I'm just gonna pick one of those off and put it right in the middle here. And I'm gonna secure that just with a glue dot. Now my tails are going pretty good because of how I tied my bow. If you like to, you could put a glue dot, like so he's kind of going off to the side a little bit. What I'm gonna do is ball up a little glue dot and put it right underneath there where there's a lot of mesh ribbon, and then that helps that to stick down and go the way you want it. Then you just grab your scissors, and I don't know, this was really hard. If you cut this at a diagonal, that looks nice. Even cutting it, I cut mine more flat. That works. Like this one, it just depends on how your tails end up going is how you're gonna cut them. So that got a little short, so then I'm gonna go back and trim this guy a little bit, just like that. Okay, bow looks good. We have some spiders. And if you look through all your kits already, your spiders were cut out from the glitter paper on a different card. So just so you know, that's where your spiders came from. So all about paper conserving. What you're gonna wanna do is grab if you have black dimensionals, I would pull them out because they will be hidden really nicely behind the butts of our spiders, right there and right there. So I'm only putting 2 dimensionals, one on each, and I don't generally glue anything else. I like my stuff to have, like they're coming out at you. So that one is coming off the bottom right edge like that. And this one's coming from the top, and they're going after the sentiment is what I made it look like. They're going, So this says there's magic in this night. And so far so good. We're almost done. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull out the pearls. Where did I put the pearls? They're right in front of me, I think. I just had a brand new one. Hang on, wait for it. Here they are. Okay, I'm gonna show you girls a little trick. So this is a brand new package of embellishments. Most people would take this flap and then try to get it out, and then they try to put them back in, and you got sticky flap all going on. So I generally just like to take the end and slice it open like that. And then this just allows me to go back and forth with getting them out. I don't have to worry about the flap. So that's my little trick. And so I'm gonna grab one of these little pearls, put it there. We're gonna put one there and one here. So these iridescent pearls have different hues to them. There's pinks and blues and greens, oranges, like all different colors. So there's some iridescent pearls, and I think voila, we got it done. How was that for card number 1 tonight? Isn't that pretty? It's very glittery. Angela, I told you these cards are going to be very glittery. Like, this is a pretty spider because it's all full of glitter. And then the best thing about it is it doesn't come off. It just stays there. So, yeah. So there's our first Halloween card. You like it? So I know that when you put this in the envelope, your bow is probably going to get squished. But for right now, can you see how chunky that looks? Isn't that awesome? So there you go. First Halloween card of the night done. Let's put that back over here with our little card. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you like that. And we'll move on to card number 2. And card number 2 is the one that I made purple and green. And I decided, I don't know what I like better. They're both very pretty with the black. The peacock, it just was nice to use a different color. And actually the pearls have a little bit of that green to them. So everybody's kits came with the peacock. But just know, I originally had it because I'm like, oh, purple's so pretty. So this is the card we're going to be making. And this is a different kind of a fold as well. Oh, look at this. I already put the iridescent pearls in there. Love it. Okay. So what we have going on here is we have a fun fold, actually. Well, not so fun, but it's a different kind of a fold. It's one of these. And I've done these before, and I just like them. It really showcases the designer series paper. And so you're not covering up a lot of it, and you're using a nice chunk of it. So the base on this is just a 1/4 sheet of paper. So basically you have, it's basic black. And it is, what do we got here? We have 5 1/2, it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you're just taking a 1/4 sheet of paper, and this is a thick Whisper White. Now this is not thin. When I use my card bases, making them with vanilla or white, I use Stampin' Up's thick vanilla or thick white. And so it makes your card just a little stronger and sturdier. When you do use the thick paper, you definitely want to score it. So this is 3 inches by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. So right in the center. And so there's something that I always do with this thick paper when I score it. I always flip it back and forth to see which way looks better. Sometimes, even though I scored at 5 1/2, one side hangs over just a little bit when I fold it a certain way. So I just go back and forth till I figure out just look at it. It's the craziest thing. So I'm going to go with this way. Now that I've probably confused you, because a lot of people ask me, well, which way should you fold it? The mountain or the valley? And to me, honestly, it just goes whichever way that it fits best. So this is part of our card base then. This is going to get glued onto here. And then we have a piece of Pretty Peacock. And that is 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. Our piece of Designer Series paper is 2 1/2 this way by 5. And there is I don't know, sometimes there's a direction to DSP and sometimes there isn't. So like here you can see the leaves going up, here you see flowers going down. So because we have a banner right through the middle covering that up, I'm going to go with that one going up versus these going down. So if that makes sense. Also in your kit you have a piece of Pretty Peacock, and this one, it started off at 4 1/4 by 1 inch. And what I've done for you is I banner punched your end with, this is the Pick a Banner Punch in the holiday catalog. And then I've also taken the piece of Whisper White, and this is 3/4 by about 4 1/8. And so everybody in your to-go kits, you'll have these 2 pieces banner punched and ready for you to stamp a sentiment. So on this one I chose Congratulations because I thought this would be a really pretty, elegant wedding card. And you would never know it, but in A Grand Kid, there's a congratulations stamp, and that's where I got congratulations. Now, in the interim, I wasn't sure where I got it from, and there's also a congratulations stamp, and here's a card. So if you're looking for a pretty and a long congratulations, both of those 2 sets work really great. And then also in this one, wishing you every kind of wonderful, I pulled out this set called Walk in the Woods that has the little mushrooms and the little dude over here. And this says, it's like it could be for a birthday card then. And I don't know if I did that. Yep, I stamped happy birthday in there. Okay, so that's where I got some sentiments from. Now, if you do congratulations, there is the set, which is hot right now. Oh my goodness. Everybody is loving this Forever Fern. And that's, I used on the greenery on the inside, is this right here. So we'll be stamping that in ours right now. And this Forever Fern is just the designer series paper with this is magnificent. And it's on sale right now. So that's where I got that. And then, since we're making it a wedding card, there's Love and Laughter Forever After. You know what? I could stamp that in there, but this is going to be a prize for somebody next week. And if I just stamp congratulations, they can use it for almost anything that they want to congratulate somebody on. So I'm just going to leave it with my congratulations on the outside. So what we can do to get started is we can adhere the designer series paper to the pretty peacock. Look at that side. Isn't that pretty too? So that is not very Halloween-y. So if you're worried about getting the Halloween paper because it's too much Halloween, just think about it. Some of them are and some aren't. Like that could be used for non-Halloween, non. So half of them could be considered for non-Halloween. So there you go. What we're going to do then is we're going to do a little stamping. Where do I have my pad here? And we're going to stamp the fern right in the bottom corner. So this is Pretty Peacock ink. And so that's another reason why I changed the card from purple to pink, because when I had, where is it right here? When I stamped this one, I stamped it in Rich Razzleberry, and I was like, nope, that doesn't go so good. So I switched it up, and we're doing Pretty Peacock on the inside here, just like that. And don't forget to stamp off a couple times, close up the ink pad, and then we're going to make Brandon happy if he's watching, and we're going to clean our stamps right away. And that's basically all I use Pretty Peacock. So if you don't have Pretty Peacock, you could definitely stamp something else in the bottom corner. Your sentiment could be in basic black. And what we're going to do is flip this over and adhere this first. Now there's a reason why I'm adhering this first to the black versus putting the other layer on. So you have your folded edge at the top, and what I'm trying to do is get that flush with the black, and then what we're going to do is try to center it left to right like this. So making sure your top is flush, that's most important. That's where the fold is, and we can deal with the bottom if it's a little long, no problem. So hi Randy, I think you were on earlier, you must have had to come back in. Oh, all you guys, I wonder if there was something going on that got you guys kicked out, because all of a sudden I see there's like 10 people that are back watching that were watching earlier. So what you want to do is flip this over, and if your white is hanging down over the edge here, that's where it would be good to take your scissors and trim that. Now, for some reason, however, mine was good. Like this side was a little bit like shorter, but when you put the top on, it covers it up. That's why I wanted to trim this before putting this on, because now you can center this where it needs to go. So now flip that over, and you're going to adhere this to the thick Whisper White, just like that. Should have about a quarter or an eighth of an inch all the way around. All right, so that's now our base. So this flips up like that. Now there's a piece of mesh. So everybody's got about 4.5 inches of this mesh. And what I did is I took some tear and tape and put that, kind of figure out where you want this. So if you want it up higher, if you want it at the top, it's wherever you want it. It's your card. So I'm going to put mine here. So that's where I'm going to put the mesh down first. And I gave you enough that you're going to have to trim off the sides to square it up. And then after you've stamped your sentiment, oh, look at that. I got two choices. Which one's the straight one? I think that one gets glued. It was like a trick. I'm like, oh no. Then that gets glued onto your piece of Pretty Peacock. And just get that centered on there as best you can. Like that. Grab your ribbon scissors. Flip your card over so you can use the basic black as a guide, and then flip that one and just use your black card base as a guide. And then now they should be flush on each side, and then dimensionals. So what I would do is I would grab, I like the thick dimensionals for this one. So I'm going to put one here so it doesn't go over, one here, and one in the middle. Now, you may have wanted to put your dimensionals behind this, but you have to be very careful because you don't want to have any dimensionals sticking out over the edge there. So that's why I put my dimensionals right on here so that it wouldn't overextend. Then this, we're just going to try to center that between the mesh and the edge and stick that down. Make sure it's as straight as you can get it. And look at me, I put some iridescent pearls. So everybody should have 2 iridescent pearls in their kit. And speaking of kits, I think I have 2 or 3 the Halloween set that we're doing tonight. I think I have potentially 3. I know for sure 2. I'd have to go back and count. But if you want some of these card kits, you can also get them with an order. So here we go. Card number 2, voila, we have it done. Oh, Carol, you moved from your cell phone to your iPad. I get it. That makes sense. Hi, Kathy Jackson. I thank you for sharing so much. Thanks, Donna, for sharing. I appreciate it. Mary says it's pretty. Yay. Okay, so there we go. We have 2 cards done for so far. And which one's next? This one. Let's see if I can find them. So this one, I originally had given everybody the option of picking if they wanted the Halloween or the wedding, and I assumed if people didn't tell me that I went with the Halloween. So basically everybody got Halloween, but when I have class on Sunday and Wednesday with this class, with these cards, people can pick and do this as a wedding if they want. So it's just a matter of flipping the designer series paper over because it's bats on one side and it's flowers and leaves on the other side. But since we are doing Halloween, I'm going to flip that away and we're going to move on to Halloween. So that card needs to go over there. Do you like how I put my little cheater cards in with the kit so I wasn't looking for them? See, trying to be proactive and not like looking for things. Okay, this one is Blackberry Bliss for our color. Ooh la la. Thanks for sharing, Jean. I appreciate it. So flip that. Oh, let's get some of this stuff out of the way. I got a mess going on. Okay, so our basic black is 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored at 4 1/4. So that's an example where it's just longer on one side than the other sometimes. So grab your bone folder, burnish your edges. Now remember, this is a horizontal card. So we have to make sure we keep it horizontal. And we have a piece of Blackberry Bliss. Now this in your kit is already embossed with the cobwebs. Yes, you're right, Francie. It would definitely work for an anniversary card in October. You betcha. Yes, Mary, you can definitely, if you're a demonstrator, you can definitely buy kits from me because you can use them for inspiration for your own classes, right? So I tell you, when I do in-person classes, like about 3/4 of the people that attend my classes are people on my team and they are demonstrators. And I will tell you, since I've been doing this live, since the last 6 months, a lot of demonstrators have buying my kits from me. So, and you can buy them or you can get them free with an order. And it just depends how you want to do it. So, okay, back to business. So we have here 5 1/4 by 4 and the designer series paper. I wanted to show you how I did this. So this piece is 3 9/16 by 3 9/16. All right, so that's what I've got here. And if you flip it over, that's where you get that flowery pattern. And so I want to show you how to do this. So I cut this as a square, 3 9/16 by 3 9/16. Then you grab your trimmer. So here's the thing. I have this little baby one from Stampin' Up! That I got that you could buy. But you also, if you have one like this works perfectly fine too. So maybe we'll do this because this might be more what people have. And so you want to make sure that you cut it. So for you that got kits from me, I definitely already cut yours. But all I'm doing is lining up my blade with the corner like this. And so here's my trick. when I have a diagonal corner on the end, I do not try to push my cutter all the way up. You might risk jamming that corner. So what I do is I'll start near the middle, or like not near the end, and I go down and then I go back up. So do not just try to push it down, because you might catch that corner and bump it down and crumple the corner. So just a little trick on that. So that's how I cut it in half diagonally. And what we're gonna do, so this is for a different card that I have for class. Now, when you're looking at your paper, you wanna look to see which way your bats are flying. So in this case, if you put the paper like that, your bats are gonna be upside down, which I think bats fly upside down. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but just know that that might look better with it being down there and then putting the other one up here. So if you also wanted to, with your embossing folder here, you could take and put that shimmer frost paint over the top of the parts that are exposed to get it some iridescence to it. But I didn't do that. Kept it a little bit more simple. So what we can do is, in your kits you have these pieces. So let's go ahead and glue this stuff down. And we'll go like that. And that's going to go on our card front. So we're going to flip that like that. And you've got your 1/8 inch margin. So sometimes when you do emboss paper, it shrinks the paper because you're putting all that texture into it. So you might have it a hair more, like it looks like it's a little bit more showing. And that's normal when you emboss. So now flip over. So this is where you decide if you want this paper showing, you could have that showing, but we want bats because we're going to make this into a Halloween card. Just like that. Hi, Denise. All right, a little bit there. Hi, Julie. Okay, on now. Very cool. So this is where I want to make sure my bats get going right, and make sure your card is going the right way. And I'm putting that about 1/8 of an inch down from that margin. And then on this one, I'm going to do about the same, 1/8 of an inch. And they are going to overlap in the middle. That's quite all right. Now on that one, the last card, I had those glimmery spiders and I had bats. I think in some cases, I think for yours, for class, I cut your spiders out of. So everybody in the center of their black glitter paper, look at that. Everybody's got their spiders cut out. So that's how we paper conserved on the spiders. So that's here. And then also for people who got the to-go kits, you'll have a piece that looks like this. So the white label, and then you'll have a piece of white. Because again, I didn't know what you were going to do or not do. And then if you stamp your die cut piece bad and you need a new piece of white, then I put in a piece of white. Then on this one, I know they look very similar. Look at these purple. This is like heaven in my eyes right now. So these were raspberry, and then I used blackberry bliss to color these in. And then I think on this one, I actually didn't do it on this sample, but I wanted to color these leaves in just to give it a little bit more color. So I have an old olive blend here. And I'm just going to color in the leaves because I think, I'll show you the difference, but I think the green on this one made it pop more. And it made it look more flowery like, and I like flowers. So just give me a second here. I'm using the fine tip of the blend because that gives me more exact where I can color in. Oh, I got 2 up here. Somebody would have caught that I had 2 up here and I missed them. So let me show you here. So that's the old olive. So you can see here, like the green just adds a little bit of color. And again, if you don't want to color, you do not have to color. So what we're going to do here is, oh no, you guys. Okay, I got glue happy, caution, caution. We can avert our caution crisis. But if you haven't put yours together yet, we should have tucked our ribbon behind here. And I might be able to, because I don't think I glued it till right there. So we're going to try to do it. Should we try? Should we go for it? Okay. You have 2 options. If you do what I just did, your one option is to cut your ends off, which, you know what? We're going to do that. The other option is you can try to stuff in like here you can try to stuff that in there and it would work. And that's okay, that would be fine, but then on this side it's gonna be more of a struggle. So I don't like to struggle. The struggle doesn't need to be real tonight. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a piece of tear tape there, and we're gonna put a piece of tear tape there, and we are going to just adhere our mesh ribbon down like that. How does that sound? See, improvising at its finest. Now, this piece, I definitely have that popped up. So I cut bats out of the middle of mine to save paper. Yours all have your spiders that were cut out of them. Okay. Oh, hi, Barb. How are you doing tonight in sunny Arizona? So I grabbed those black dimensionals, and we're going to put this over the top of our mesh ribbon. I'm trying to get it so it's centered top to bottom, left to right. And this is where flip your card over and we're just going to trim our ends off. And this will look very nice as well. See, on that one you see the black, on this one it goes to the end, and it's all good. Then the reason I put this label down first is so I didn't risk where I put my adhesive. Now, glitter paper is kind of hard for things to stick to. So just know if you do use liquid glue, you'll need to give it some time to dry because it'll wiggle around on you a bunch. So that's why I'm choosing to use tear and tape right now to put that over the top of the black glitter paper. And that will definitely seal the deal. Like that. Okay. Oh, Stella was on break. So I have my piece of Whisper White. It's 5 1/4 by 4. I've stamped Happy Haunting and 2 of the little ugly spiders from that one. Happy Haunting comes from this set called Celebration Tidings, and our ugly little spider. They shouldn't say it's ugly. They're just creepy. They come from the Halloween set. So I'm flipping that over just to give myself some space here to use Stella. So Stella the heck out of this spider. I used a piece of basic black, so it's not sparkly. I mean, you definitely could have used glitter black, but because all of this was all glittery, I didn't want to make another glitter spider, but I wanted a sparkly spider. So what I did is I just Stellaed the heck out of that one, and then it doesn't necessarily compete with that. All right. So as long as I've got this flipped this way, we're going to adhere our piece of Whisper White into the inside. So again, stamp whatever you want. If you have a Happy Halloween, you guys, look what I did. That's easy to fix. Watch this. I can take care of this. Don't worry. Who knew I did that? We can fix it. Don't worry. All's good here. No stress. So just peel it right off and put it back down. Well, all's good. Oh, it's good I didn't have the inside in already, because otherwise I may not have figured that out for a little bit. Whoever got it in the mail next week would have figured that out. Okay. Bow or no bow? That is the question. My mom, when she was looking at this card, she thought that, let's pretend he's there. My mom said the card looked pretty without the bow, that putting the bow on took away from the rest of the card. So what do you think? I'm curious. I thought the bow added to it, but I mean, it adds a lot more sparkly, but I'm curious. Okay, for our spider, remember we're just gonna put a black dimensional on its body, like that. And he's coming at the side here like a creepy crawler. And then our bow. So I showed you maybe 20 minutes ago how to make a bow. And this one I was nice to myself. I made the bow already. And so I'm just going to pull out my bunny ears and give them some poofiness to them. And grab your, oh, here, mini glue dots are right here. And I have it off to the side right about there. So again, the black glitter paper doesn't like things to stick to it. So you have to really push your glue dot down into it and smush it down good. Smush it real good, as that song is. Who knows who sings that? Smush it real good. You remember that one? Okay, then I'm going to put another one right there because I want my tail to go that way. And then grab your ribbon scissors and cut yourself a diagonal tail on each of them. There, so far so good. We have one last thing to do. We have to bling up our spider, bling up our boy here. So grab the dimension or the pearls. So be careful. I hope you were careful opening your kits because you have loose pearls. You have it's hard to see it, but there are big ones and there are small ones. And so we have a big one on the body and we have a small one on his head. Now, I know that's only 2, and we have a rule about putting 3s on cards when we embellish, but they serve a purpose of decorating our spider. So I just put 2 on mine, and voila, we have our 3rd card done. And now I'm curious. No bow. I like the bow. I like both. I'm seeing your comments now. I'd put the spider on the inside so you could see it better. Oh, that's a good call. And I think on this, I did stamp some spiders. Yeah, so for those of you that got your to-go kits from me, if you want, you could definitely put your spider, save it and put it on the inside. And then you could decorate the pearls on the outside somewhere. So, all righty. I think that we have 3 cards done. So let's put this and that over there. All right. Last, but certainly not least. So I had to put the mesh ribbon off to the side for this card, and I had to bring out a new ribbon. This new ribbon is not new, actually. It is carried over from the annual catalog, and it is called Black Organdy Glitter Ribbon, and it was part of the Halloween stuff last year. Hi, Joanna, and it carried over. Did you get your prize in the mail this last week? I think I mailed it Saturday. So I had to bring this out and use this for this last card. This definitely was the last card that I designed for the class, and I think it is definitely my favorite. I definitely use different colors other than purple. And the color is actually Cajun Craze. And it's the 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at your 4 1/4. Hi, Ruth Miller. And burnish your edge. Put the bone folder away because I think we're good. And now this is a vertical card. And what do we have going on here? There's our sheet. We have 2 pieces that are the same size. So in your kit, you'll have a Whisper White and a Basic Black. They're both 4 by 5 1/4. And I've already embossed your black piece with the Woodland embossing folder. It is a tried and true oldie and goodie. And I love the trees. So if you're a naturey person and you don't have this and you need some trees, this is a good one to get. So that's going to go on our card front. So on your piece of Whisper White, what you should do is stamp a sentiment. Now that Happy Haunting just came from our celebration tidings. That was this one right here. So that's where we pulled that in. And then the bats come from our Hallows Night Magic. So those are the bats we used on the Fun Fold a couple weeks ago. And all I did was stamp them in black. I think when I did mine, I stamped off and then I stamped them so they were at 2nd strength. And that allowed the sentiment to stand out a little bit better. So let's get glue happy. I have some on the back here too. Let's get glue happy, and we'll put this in the inside already. And we'll look at what else we have going on. So the Designer Series paper for this one also comes from this suite right here. And I've got one in here, but I wanted to show you. The Designer Series paper is the 3 13/16 by 5 1/16. It's the Cajun Craze in black with the black stripe on the back. And so everybody basically split a piece of like this with they were paired up. And so I took and I measured 2 inches down, more or less, and 2 inches from this side, more or less, and just cut it. And so I have a ruler just so I can eyeball. And none of them are exactly the same. I wasn't going to pull this is exactly how I did it. I grabbed a ruler and I measured 2, so I set it up like this, and I said, okay, this is 2 inches about, and then I said, this is 2 inches about, and I went, boom. That's it. So everybody's like, that's off ever so slightly. One's a little bit longer, one's a little bit shorter, but it's pretty much how I did it. It was about 2 inches from each end. And I held the ruler there, so it was kind of, had an eyeball, and that's how I did that. So you should have this piece of paper, and everybody's is slightly different. Some have a little bit more black, and some have a little more orangey, and that's what's gonna go here. You guys, we don't have a sample, hang on. Ah, here we go. That's our beautiful card we're making. Okay, so you should have a circle that is made from crushed curry, and it is 2 inches. So it's our 2 inch, there you can see me smile at you. Oh, there you are, hi. Okay, 2 inches right there. So you got a circle. You should have a piece of your organdy ribbon. That's about 5 inches. This die is from the die set in this actual package right here. So I used everything in this die set except for the flower. I tried to, it just didn't work. so this one right here though, that needs to get Stellaed up. So let's grab her, and we're gonna flip our black piece over. So get your Stella pens out, and you definitely wanna get this one glitterified. And that's all that the Stella pen is. It just adds glitter that is controlled, and everybody likes controlled glitter. So she's finally off of her break. So that's prepped and ready to go. You can see that adds a little bit of the iridescence. Okay. Then in your kits, be careful, you have 5 bats. So you have the big one, you have a medium one, and then you should have these 3 itty bitty guys that I did glitterify. Those I cut out of the black glitter paper. But pull your Stella, she's not done. You want to Stella these bats. So I tried to do a combination of basic black for your bats with the glitter paper. So I didn't want to do them all glitter. I felt like it would have been too much. And I didn't want to do them all basic black because I thought that wouldn't have been enough. So you got a combination of black paper that you can Stella, which are these 2 bigger ones. And then you have 3. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Amy. Hey, Sue. Then down here you have a piece of Whisper White. I believe I punched all of yours out with the classic label punch. And you can use 2 sides. If you don't get it straight, flip it over. And this trick or treat, so it's funny, there's a trick or treat in here, but that trick or treat is almost the exact same size as the classic label punch. And it was too wordy, or like too much writing. It was thick. So what I did is I grabbed, I don't know if I have it here, but it's Itty Bitty Greetings. Itty Bitty Greetings has a trick or treat in it. And that's where I got the trick or treat from. The other thing you could do, well, for those that have the kit at home, you could do something to shimmer over your, if you want to, you could Stella over the tops of your trees here just to give them a little glitter. Bonnie would be so proud of this card because it is full of Stella. Okay, so you could definitely, and don't do the bottom half because the bottom half gets covered up and you are wasting the Stella then. So all I did was add a little bit of glitter to the top of the trees. Okay, so time for assembly. And what, I've got a little backwardsness to this, but stick with me. So, because the ribbon, I didn't know where the ribbon needs to go, and so just follow along here. I'm going to glue, I'm just using my black here as a mat to not get glue all over the place, so that's why I flipped it over. But I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along this part right here. Doesn't need a lot. It'll stick good because that white craft glue is good. So grab that, and that is going to go along the edge here. Now be careful because you may have put glue like I did over the side there, and I don't want you to get it all over your project. So flip that over, grab your glue scissors, and cut that off right away so it's not hanging there to get glue all over. Okay, so then this is going to get adhered to here, but we don't know where our ribbon is going to go, and our ribbon is partly underneath this. So in my head, this is how I do it. Now you might have a better way to do this, but just work with me. I'll show you a way here, and if you don't like it, you can always figure out a different way. But I'm going to prep that with tear and tape, but not quite pull it off. And I'm going to put my glue along the bottom edge here. And that's going to go on here. You've got just a little border. Then I'm going to prep the back of this with tear and tape. Now I know it's going to be right about here that my ribbon's going to go, and this one's down here more. And I'm going to peel those off, and I'm going to slide my ribbon. So that tear and tape was not ready to use, so it's allowing me to sneak this in here where I want it. And I'm tucking my tails to the tape that's behind. So I got them exactly where I wanted them. And I'm going to make my ribbon sandwich. Now, we've prepped this. So we have a piece in here that now we know where the ribbon is. We can go ahead, peel that, and now that's going to stick to where we wanted it. Okay? So that wasn't so crazy, right? I did notice on my card that I must have done the ribbon part before I did this, because my little edge here goes to the black. So it's really hard to tell that though. So it's whichever one. So, but that, I just wanted to show you, that's my trick for how I put that ribbon. If you would have tried to guess where it goes, you might not know, and you might have it too high or too low. So that allowed me to get it exactly right. So now we can pick the backs off and adhere the rest of it to our Cajun Craze base. Check your card. Make sure it opens the right way. You should always get into that habit, unless you like making trick cards, which aren't the worst thing. People like them. All right, so we got our base kind of situated. Now for the crushed curry ink. And you may not notice it in this video, but this one is lighter than that one. And that is because I took a crushed curry ink pad, and now I only do have one sponge, so I have black over there, so I gotta be careful to only use crushed curry on this side. This is called multi-purpose using sponges. And so I'm moving that out of the way. I'm taking the crushed curry, inking this up, and I'm going around the edge of the moon just to get it a little bit darker in spots. So you know when you look up at the moon at night and it hits your eyes like a big piece of pie, that's amore. But you also see the moon has different colors in it, and like darkness and lightness going on. And so by sponging this, it gives it a little bit of color. You can see here in the middle it's missing, and then over on the edges it's darker. So if you don't have the crushed curry ink, any other darker yellow would work. And if you don't want to sponge it, it will look perfectly fine not sponged. But I'm showing you just another way that you can add a little bit of color to your moon. Okay, so I'm going to be very, very careful now with that sponge and get it out of the way. And our moon has nothing other crazy going on with it, so we can go ahead and put some liquid glue behind that. And I've got it nestled right into the ribbon here, like that. And our bats are, well, let's do this next. So the trick or treat. Now, I did stamp my trick or treat, and it's a little bit more to the right than it is to the left because my bat is going to get put on the left corner. So I did not center that exactly, and put a little bit of liquid glue. And if you don't want to use this card as a trick or treat card, it looked really pretty without having a sentiment there either, so you could have definitely left that. And our bat here has a big area, so I'm going to put one big dimensional there, and the other bat can use a little. So these black dimensionals, we sell them with Stampin' Up. You can get, it's called black combo dimensionals, and so you get two little ones and you get two black ones. And this is the time of the year where they are awesome for Halloween cards because you use a lot of, I don't know, I use a lot of black paper when it comes to Halloween. So I'm going to take my bats. I'm going to massage their wings because they had a long flight lesson. They were flying a lot. And so I'm going to put that one headed that way. And the same thing on this guy. Massage their wings so they're curved. And he's going to go that way. And then you should have 3 different sizes of glitter bats. In the die, there's 3 of them. They're all connected on one die. And what I'm going to do with them is I'm going to put the little one there. And then the biggest one is going to go on the side over here, and my medium one. They are all 3 different sizes. It's very hard to tell. But there is a big one, a medium one, and a small. So this one, the reason I stamped that sentiment over is so I had a little bit of room on the side here. Just put my bat like he's coming off the label. Jean, hi! I'm so happy to see that you're joining tonight for a little bit. We're making Halloween cards, Jean. So that guy's gonna go over there. And then this little dude is going to have a little bit right in, I'm just putting in the middle. So if you're a gal or guy that likes everything flat, then you might put liquid glue in more spots. But I like things popped up. And you can kind of see that with this bat here. Like when you look at that, like it's not going to stay like that. I promise you. When you put that in the envelope, it's going to go flat. But hey, when I made it, it started that way. So here we go. I like it. This one, you can tell that I stellaed the trees. I don't know if you can see a little bit of glitter, and I didn't do it on this one. And it actually makes the trees stand out a little bit better. So we got the 4th card done. And I always have to ask this because I always like to know. I'll bring them back here for the action shot and put them all together so that you can tell me which is your favorite. I'm always curious to know which one you like the best. These 2 were similar. They use the same product. I'll put this guy over here. So these 2 used a lot of the same products, but 2 different looking cards. This one's completely off the wall, different from these. And then this one I had to make a non-Halloween card just because I felt that if they were all Halloween cards that people, I don't know if you guys do Halloween cards so much or not. I tried to ask that as a question in my last newsletter and it was hit or miss. A lot of people actually get so involved with the holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas that people don't generally do a lot of Halloween cards. So I had to throw in, oh, Linda, the congratulations card is your favorite. See, I had to throw in a non-Halloween card so that it wasn't all Halloween. Okay, so Barbara likes the book card. Debbie said number 4. Kathy said she can't choose because she likes all of them. And then Arla says these 2. Francie likes them all, but you prefer the congratulations. So you did, exactly. So that's why when I was planning for this class, I'm like, well, if one for sure isn't Halloween and the other one could have been optionally not Halloween, then people will get 2 Halloween cards and 2 non-Halloween cards. The bats over the moon, I know, Lila, those bats are amazing. So it makes me want to have a bat over the moon. So look at this. This to me would be an awesome thing to put in a little frame. So if you have a 5x7 black frame, you would put a piece of Cajun Craze mat behind, and then you could put that, and this could be a home decor item that you could use to decorate. And I think that would be awesome. It would be so pretty. And you could leave the sentiment off. You could add a few more bats flying around, and then you could pull this out every year and have one little piece of Halloween decoration. So how do you like them apples? All right. So as a reminder, if you liked these cards, I do have 2, probably 3, maybe it's 2 for sure sets. And you could either join me live on Sunday. Dara likes them all. Good. I have a class live on Sunday here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin at 1. I only have 5 signed up, so it's a small crew. And then Wednesday night, I have a class at 5:45/6, somewhere around there, and I have space for that one too. Or if you're not local and you want the to-go kits, you'll get all the pieces, everything that I just showed you, just nothing is stamped. And you could put them together by watching the video or having just watched the video or the PDF tutorial. So I have those available with a $40 order. I will ship them out to you. And then I have also the poinsettia class lined up that you could sign up for. I have some plaid tidings left, and I have the monthly cards. So if you're looking for some card kits to put together, just reach out to me and we'll figure it out. That's all you need to do is just contact me. Email me, Facebook message me, call me. I know that some of you like to chat, so it's always good to talk to some of you. I get to meet you that way then. And then the gnome class is coming up. So I know some of you joined after, but for those that look at these guys. So for those guys that oh, wait, they need to go that way? That way. They're dancing. So, if you want to do the gnome class, I have all the details on my website. So, okay. What did I forget? Anything? So, I do have some cards from last week that I'd like to give away for those people. I know there's so many people that like, comment, and share, and I only have so many cards that I make in class to give away, but I truly do appreciate all the people that have been watching me and like, commenting, and sharing. You gals are awesome, and you make it all so worthwhile, and I appreciate you just as a lot of you say that you appreciate me, so I appreciate all of you just as much as you appreciate me. So I'm happy that I can help keep your Thursdays lively and give you something exciting to make with me on Thursday. I love seeing your creations. Oh my gosh, on the Share It Sundays, you girls have been rocking all those cards and projects, the 3D projects. I love seeing that stuff. So save those pictures and share them on Sunday. That is amazing. It's so inspiring to see Jean, your card with the retiform that you cased from Diane, and she cased it from somebody. It's just, that's why we share, because it inspires more creativity, right? So I truly appreciate when you like, comment, and share. It's fun, and it helps me be engaged with all of you while I'm doing the video, so I don't feel like I'm here by myself. So, which it doesn't feel like that at all. So I know I love the ideas too, Amy. So, and just know too, a lot of you are new to my page, and so make sure you're liking and following my page, because then you'll get ideas, inspiration, like first thing when you're looking through your news feed. And then also any orders are always so greatly appreciated. It helps me to keep buying the materials that I need for classes, and it helps me to give prizes, especially like for Mystery Night, I give prizes. So all your orders are so greatly appreciated, and I know you have choices, and I know some of you are demonstrators, and so it's good to support yourself, but I also appreciate when you buy kits from me. So just know that always it goes full circle. So so without further ado, I have 3 winners for the, oh no. So I know, oh, the name fell off. I'm like, I could have sworn I had 3 names on here. So I have the sticky note fell off. So I hope that you girls are all watching, because I saw some of you who are going to win cards here that were drawn. So, all right, I'm going to flip these down. These are the 3 cards that we made last week. Oh, they're so pretty. So drum roll. Okay, winner, chicken dinner of this one. Lori, it's either Christ or Christ, but it's Crist. Lori, you are the winner of the fabulous Cajun Craze Floral Wheelbarrow card that we did last week. I loved this card. I actually didn't mind coloring, but I love the wheel and the fence on this card. So Lori, if you're watching, I will need your email, not your email, I need your address so I can pop this great card in the mail for you. And drum roll, okay. Sue, you shared 2 times. I love it. Thank you. Mary Kiepert, or Kuipert? You were just watching, Mary, so I'm not sure if you're still on, but you were asking about card kits. You were selected for this drawing, for this card, and it's Keipert. You are the lucky winner of the Handsome Joe Buck card, or John Buck. I'm not sure which was which, but you are the winner of that one. And then, drumroll, thanks for sharing, Cindy. And winner, chicken dinner, Valerie, and it's either Stricker or Striker. Strycker. Your names, all 3 of you. I don't have any of your addresses. So I'm going to post the graphic either tonight or tomorrow morning that you've won. And I'm hoping that you can reach out to me to provide your addresses to me so that I can get the beautiful cards to you in the mail. And either Monday or Tuesday or Saturday or Friday, just as soon as I get your addresses, I put them in the mail. So I do have a bunch of people that I have a stack of cards that haven't given me addresses. So I think what I'm going to do for those people, I'm going to do a separate Facebook post live, and I'm going to run through the names when I share the poinsettia cards live at some point tomorrow or Saturday. So I really want to get cards to the people that win them. So, all right. Do we need anything else? I feel like, oh my gosh, it's only an hour and a half. We really did fast. We did 4 cards in less than an hour and a half. Wow. You girls have like a whole night ahead of you to make cards and stamp and just to have fun. You're very welcome, Janet. So I love share. I don't know. I think I'm like most of you that I just wish I could sit up in my craft room and stamp all day, and just all I need to come out is to eat a little food every now and then and go to the bathroom. That's all I ever need. So it doesn't take much to make me happy, just stamps, inks, and papers. So, well, on that note, I hope that you girls have a great rest of your night. And then I will see you on Monday night. If you have any problems finding the measurements or what you need for your materials for the mystery night, just click on the description or details in the event, and that will open up the description further so you can see all that information. So, all right. It was a great quick evening. You guys have some time to stamp. So go make a card and then take a picture of it and be ready to share it on Sunday in that post. So lots of sunshine and happiness and hugs to all of you. Make it a great rest of your night and a great week ahead. And I will see you on Monday. Love you. Bye.